Isn't that just exciting? Ladies and gentlemen, seated right next to me is a Ugandan actor, director, photographer, model, and reality television star. He represented Uganda at the 3rd season of Big Brother in 2008. But he's most notably known for his directorial feature film that is Stain, and you just watched the trailer, the first trailer. And he also scooped the biggest award at the Uganda Film Festival's award gala on 3rd June 2022 for his movie Tembele, taking home 3 awards. Ladies and gentlemen, in studio with me is Mr. Morris Mugishak. How are you?
I'm all right.
I'm trying to stay calm. I don't want to be so excited and, you know, jump over the sofas. How are you?
I'm all right. How have you been?
I'm good. How are you feeling? We spoke briefly at the award ceremonies and you were, you know, trying to be calm and collected and smooth. I'm like, how are you calm? You just won really big. How are you?
I'm all right. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. So how does it feel being recognized for your hard work?
Well, it's the best thing that can ever happen to a Ugandan film producer.
Yes.
Yes. You see, these opportunities come rarely. And if we are to talk about Ugandan film, I don't think so many people have eyes for us. But like, I come from a deep end when I say that.
Well, please explain.
Yeah,
please expound on that.
I don't think so many Ugandans watch Ugandan film.
Why is that so?
And that's very frustrating.
Why do you think that?
There's so many reasons. First of all, the systems in place do not, you know, push our own to watch our own. I had someone on the bulletin talking about Bubu, Buy Uganda,
Build Uganda.
Build Uganda. I think it's not just about the products and buying herbal medicine and doing stuff. It's also about, you know, supporting your very own, you know, film. Yeah, so I'm very proud and glad what the government of Uganda, through UCC, trickling down to Uganda Film Festival, for profiling us and putting us up high there. You never know, the world is watching. Yes, and that's like the proudest moment of my life. I will not lie to you.
Is that enough?
Well, there's never enough. It starts from the small thing, you know. Yeah, if now see I'm on CTV, I don't even know how I got here. It's because of, you know, putting me up there. I believe someone out there is watching and saying, you know what, oh, this chap is doing a good job, or maybe let's work together. There's so many companies, corporate companies, organizations, parastatals, that I know that believe that creativity, art, or work of art can, you know, foster the development of a country like Uganda. Look at Nigeria, look at South Africa, look at Kenya. They were once behind. Let's talk about Nigeria, the Nollywood industry. 10 years ago, some people would never watch those because they had what they call petty stories of witchcraft, violence between partners, cheating, infidelity, and people thought they were empty stories. But look at them now. They're the ones, you know, holding the mantle, they're shining. And they're the ones we are looking at now. So someone must start from somewhere. So
what is your perspective of the status of the Uganda film industry? I believe you would be best to help us understand it.
Status, that's a very big question for a very small guy like me. But I'll still try, you know. Currently, I think we are trying to do something. We are not gone are the days when film actors or directors or producers were seen like jokers. I remind you again, I had someone on the bulletin saying that you talked about that political, you know, celebrity, Bobby Wine. He did MDD, music, dance and drama. Where I came from, after high school, let me take you back. After high school, I had a fear that while my OBs and OGs went to do law, they went to MOOPS to do business studies, others did social sciences. I was going into music, dance and drama. I can assure you it also gave me shivers. I didn't know. I remember the times we would go out of class to do rehearsals for dance and acting and pantomimes. you would see my friends coming through. They would walk through because the MDD department in Makerere University has a small path where people go through to go to their either halls of residences.
Yes.
And you'd find people darking because the hot girls have fires, clipboards looking hot with tucked-in skirts. You know how lawyers can be.
Yes, because it's next to the law faculty.
Exactly, yeah. So they would just walk through and you'd find guys hiding behind trees, meaning people were embarrassed of the course.
Yeah.
Then, you know what MDD, how they used to call us? Musiru Dala Dala.
Yes.
Personally, I did MDD. It was my first course, music, dance, and drama. After I went for a bachelor's in cinematography at Makerere University. So I feel the pinch, I feel the pain, and I'm speaking from a very deep, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so film right now, when I speak about my past, I feel we are getting somewhere.
Yeah.
We're not crawling anymore. We're not eating the dirt. I'm sure we're walking on our foot and we're ready to run.
Yes.
If only the government and the guys at the top. You see, this whole thing is a top to bottom approach. Everything comes and trickles from up to down. And we're the guys, you know, down. Just the way Honorable Bariomosi put it.
Yes.
That is going to whisper something to...
Why does he have to whisper? He has to speak loudly.
Exactly.
Yes.
But we need to push it more. We need to push.
Yes.
You heard what Patrick Kakalukanyi,
Yes.
the gentleman that won Best Actor in
Yes.
Film Tembele,
Yes.
a film that I directed. If you only sat with him and he told you how far we came and where we went, you see those beautiful images. You can't think that we shot them in one room. No, we didn't. We had to traverse the country. And some people who watched that movie couldn't believe. They were blown away. So I'm trying to tell you that we go so far. We break sweats. We break bonds. My film that won last year, Stain, that you just watched the trailer, 2 of my lead actors, that's Gabo Joan and Rushabiro Raymond.
Yes.
You can call them up. They're the biggest guys in town now. But they broke their limbs. We had to pause the shoot. Yes, they would not walk, they would limp. So meaning we had to freeze. Because now this is someone's life, you know? Because of course they broke their limbs simply because we were still down in the marshes in Kasese, down in the Salt Lake. And you know the place is rocky?
Yes.
So yet they were acting barefooted.
Yes.
Yeah, so you know what comes with it. So I really say this emotionally, and if only the government would take a look at us.
Yes.
And put us into consideration that we are one faculty that builds the economy, that pushes the tourism, you know, sector of Uganda to the outside world. I'm sure you haven't watched Tembele, have you?
No, I haven't, but I watched Stain.
The full movie?
Yes, I did.
So you saw something about Uganda, right?
Yes, I did. And this is what I appreciate about the cinematography about it, is that they bring you a part of your country that you already know exists, you have seen before.
Yes.
But how you shoot it just takes you aback and you're like, when I saw, was I really seeing?
Yeah.
Because this is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
You bring it and put it together and package it into one, you know, one cluster, which is very, relatable. It's very familiar, and then it still looks very new at the same time. So I appreciate you for that. But I want to ask you the question, what role can we play? Not just the government, and I don't think this is only just the government's problem, because when you said that back in university you had to duck because the pretty girls were walking with their files and, you know, suits, and you felt ashamed of something that you're really good, like really good at. I remember in primary school and high school, I wanted to be an actor. I did, and I basically had a career myself in primary school and secondary in acting because I took it that seriously. But after that, I was told like this is the end of the line. So what should we do as parents, as brothers and sisters, as supporters? Because it's not just enough to come watch a movie and then go back home.
This is what I would say as a producer in Uganda. First of all, it's a collective effort.
Yeah.
We should start with attitude change. Like, people watch so many Hollywood movies. People have been intoxicated by the Hollywood vibe and all, simply because maybe that's what they've grown up seeing. Yeah. So people need to start watching, giving chance to, Ugandan content, Ugandan talent. For example, the cinemas, they should create days, for example, maybe 2 or 3 days where they showcase Ugandan content. Otherwise, how will the people be able to see?
Yes.
I think even some rules should change here. I've heard in Kenya, they have fostered that whole rule. The president has fostered that whole rule of playing 70% local content.
Yes.
Yeah, it shouldn't just be put out there in papers and the media, but it should be enforced. This is not an attack, but I look at very many TV stations and what are they playing? I know, yes, they're playing some, local, content, but
the
you see most
music.
of them, you see the series, they play a series of the 80s, then you see them struggling to translate it into the English language. Now I'm thinking if we had those slots where local content was being played, maybe slowly by slowly people will change. Remember in the beginning I talked about attitude change.
Yeah.
To want to love, people should love their own. Yeah, like things will never be, you'll never be white. Yeah, when I shoot a story in Kasese, that's where your auntie comes from. That's what I keep telling people. I have an auntie who walks barefooted in my village, and whenever I go back, I was there 2 months ago, I met her just the way she was. So that's what inspires some of my stories. Then also in schools, there are people, policy makers. They should include those, they should include languages, local languages in schools. They should include things like acting, performing arts. They should raise that up there, just the way they raise other things.
Yes.
Yes. So if you don't start that way, then I'm thinking we are fighting a losing battle.
Yes.
But I don't want to think that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I love about your movie is that you include, it's multilingual. There's Kiswahili, there's our local languages. It's just a tiny bit of English here and there, and I absolutely appreciate that about you. But I want to ask, what about the solidarity within the film fraternity? Are you one? Do you work together, or is it just like you're smirking right now? So what are you going to tell me? Is there solidarity?
Actually, this is what I would say. I'd say for a few shake-ups here and there, just like any group, just like any group. We haven't gotten to that beat where we engage to it. We're like, like a band, which I think we should, come to think of it. You actually think like a filmmaker, so.
See?
So anyway, then I cannot dispute the fact that filmmakers have tried. Then you must understand that we've come a long way. We've come a long way with that support. I know the UFF has been in existence for 9 years.
Yes.
But you see, 9 years, it's still young, you know. Yeah. So I'm hoping that someday we can have enforcement where filmmakers come together to understand that teamwork is the way to go. Just like any other activity, teamwork is the way to go. If you want to push film, Ugandan film to the world. Yes. Not just Ugandan film to Uganda only. Yeah, because I'll give you an example. I had a chance of going to Nigeria last year in November. My film took me there, Stain. Yes. So I was nominated several times, but we got AMA for the best actress performance in Africa. Yes, yes. The AMAs are the biggest. They're more like the Oscars of Africa.
They are.
Yes. So the AMAs are the Africa Movie Academy Awards. And Joanna Gaba, the actress that you see, who has a baby on her back, the one who broke her leg, has the award right now. We took it from Rita Dominic. I saw her speak on the stage where I stepped to pick that award. You get the point? Yes. She didn't get any award, but Joanna Gaba got the award, and no one talks about it. Even at the UFF, no one talked about it.
And we ought to be ashamed of
How
ourselves.
Can you not talk about the past? There is no present where there is no the past.
Exactly.
All the time I kept staring in space because probably people are just not informed, or there's so much laxity in the industry, or we don't have goals. That's the thing that I tell you, it actually hurts. That someone like that is out there, you don't know her life. By the way, I must remind you that most filmmakers dig from their pockets to do those big productions. I dig from my pocket to make those productions, to entertain Uganda, to entertain the world. And I'm so glad, referring to the first question, how does that make you feel? Those are the few things that keep us standing straight and walking.
Yeah.
You get the point. It's not that someone is financing me or anything like that. And it doesn't mean that I'm a rich guy or anything like that. No, it's the passion that burns within that makes me keep going. This year, I almost not produced because the other year had drained me dry. And you see, this is how it is. If you have responsibility, like any Ugandan, you have a family to take care of, you have,
people to pay.
You get the point.
Who also have families to take care of.
Exactly. So how do you casting is like hiring.
Yes.
How do you cast a fully grown adult who pays rent, who has children to take care of, who has health to take care of, and you don't pay them or pay them peanuts?
Yeah.
Because I will not cut it down for you because it will strip the industry naked.
Yes.
But we live off pebbles. That's the truth of the matter. Yes. I'm not shy to let you know that even the Tembele, the film that won, I haven't paid some of the cast and crew. That's the truth. But it's the winning film. Yeah. That's the absurdity. But somehow, we move on. Yeah.
You see, talking to you right now, I see the emotion burning deep in your eyes, and I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed because as a Ugandan and as a potential stakeholder in the film industry, I haven't, and I'm taking the responsibility. I haven't done enough to promote my movies by our Ugandan creators.
Yes.
And you people are doing great work. It's that we see and it just stops there, but we need to keep on pushing and making these movies trend and let them push, let people know. I feel our Ugandan cinemas need to designate space that will demand for Ugandan content creators, producers and filmmakers, bring your movies. Bring them. You understand? For a lot of people, after Girl in the Yellow Jumper, if you don't mind me talking, made it to a main, movie streaming platform. That was Netflix. A lot of people now have the notion that is where we should stop. Is the end game.
Yeah.
Where else can we promote our Ugandan movies, and where else can we showcase them? Do we have hope of ever featuring in the Oscars?
Take it that I'm saying only the bits that I fully understand. Yeah. First of all, I must commend Ugandan producers and actors and players in the game. You guys are the MVPs. Why I'm saying that is because I have walked the walk, so I know. Then there are those who are disadvantaged that produce movies on budgets of $300, $300 to $400. You get the point. Now, you see, for a good movie is a good movie.
Yes.
Yeah. You talked of the Girl in the Yellow Jumper showing on Netflix.
Yes.
It's amazing that every Ugandan, whenever they call you, that's what all my friends ask me in my inbox every time they meet me. So, do you have a chance on Netflix? People must understand that there are dynamics. This is a business. You wouldn't know. If you approach Lukman, ask him how he managed to get his movie on Netflix.
Yeah.
Ask him, just be honest. Because he produced it about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah. Then you don't know his team. My team is typically local.
Yeah.
Local team. It comprises of you, me, and friends here and there. Yeah. Then for him, he will tell you that the way he moved around to get his movie there is a bit tricky, but that's something he will tell you himself.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this to remind you that, yes, Netflix has to come to you. You don't have to go to Netflix. If Netflix doesn't understand my film, my local film that has Runyankore, Ruganda, Rusoga, Rutoro, if Netflix is not interested in that, I cannot jump for Netflix and cling onto it that they should have my movie taken. Well, it's up to them. If they want to take my movie, let them take my movie. If they don't want to take my movie, someone else will take my movie. You get the point?
Yes.
That's the attitude I have, because when I was starting out to produce film, I didn't know who was going to take my film. But I'll let you know, I don't know if I'm running away from your question.
No, please go on.
I'll let you know that last year, during COVID, I was the only one who had a movie. And this movie spoke about issues, serious issues. You remember during COVID, the numbers of GBV, gender-based violence rates, skyrocketed. And I had a movie that speaks about that.
Yes.
And human rights. You get the point? So UNDP, United Nations Development Program, took over my movie to showcase it to people at the grassroots.
Yeah.
And my movie, because of its local language, would appeal to the people down there. So that's partly my answer. That if people in Fort Portal, Kabale, Buganda, Kasese can sit and watch my film on a projector, for me, that's part of the audience that I'm targeting. And also as a philanthropist, it kind of heals my heart in a way.
Yes.
Yes. You know, purging of emotion?
Yes.
Yes, it kind of purges my emotions as an individual. Yes, I want the money. I want the money bags. You get the point. But also, there's the other aspect of life. So that also pushes me, and that's why I make films like these.
That's beautiful.
People are saying Tembele, but they don't know what Tembele is about. Tembele is a film on a young couple struggling, and it dissects the issue of mental health. But not so many people know that.
I'm going to pick that.
Yes, but that's my point. You'll see the cinematics, the beautiful people, and all, but behind it, there's a story to tell. And that's what I want people to understand. Because I'm a growing Ugandan African filmmaker, I feel some issues have to be addressed. I'm not much of a talker because I'm more introverted. So I scream volumes through my films.
Yes.
Yes. So anyone who is interested in issues that matter should watch my film. Yes.
That's absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. Oh my goodness, Morris. But for my other question, some people feel, or rather, some media houses would feel that the price to have to air your movies on the local screen costs a bit much. What would you say about that?
Well, that's an opinion. It's just an opinion. We could easily flash it away and we get to table and talk. Simple as that. I told you my film is for local people. Yeah. Yes. Local people means even people in South Africa, people in Nigeria, because I know the same sentiment you get when you watch this movie are the same sentiment some people in Kinshasa will do, because I give it English subtitles. Yes. We watch Korean movies. I know. Yesterday I was watching a series, an Indian series, in Hindi, and I'm reading subtitles, and I'm having a blast, and I'm not complaining. So I would like to give a chance to people in Uganda to first watch my film, because that's the best thing to do. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And I want to stay true to Ugandan filmmaking. Yes. And our stories. And our stories. That we know. Why would I talk about a story that I don't know? That's pretense. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I want Ugandans. I want my grandmother to watch this film. Yes. Then I want my sister. Then I want my daughter to watch the same film. Exactly. And the thing with your movies, especially when I watch Stain, is that you talked about, it's about mental health, yes, and also the struggles of a young couple and everything in between. But what we don't get to appreciate many times as film watchers is the idea, the story that is being told. We get distracted by, some of the humorous, bits and pieces in between, maybe, the scenery and all that, but don't really take home the story. And I love that you highlighted that there is a meaning. So don't just watch, really watch and pay attention. So lastly, my question to you is, what is the future for Ugandan film? What does it look like to you? I think the future is bright for Uganda filmmakers.
Yes.
Like I told you, slowly by slowly an egg shall walk. Yes. And I'm part of the process. I feel it. I'm working with it. I want to stay alive. I want to stay proper mental health. You know, I want to be there when we get to harness the fruit.
Yes.
Yes. And I believe but things will be okay.
Absolutely.
It's high time Ugandans have a code of what Ugandan films are like. Because when you go to India, I've been to India, Mumbai. I was in India 6 years ago.
Yes.
And you can tell the Bollywood style of things. You get the point. Because they stay true. Right now, Bollywood is a threat to Nollywood, to Hollywood.
Yes, it is.
Right now, Nigeria is a threat to almost everyone. Nollywood scares everyone, including me. I'm normal. When you go to Netflix, how many movies?
Oh, Lord. Where do I start? There are so many.
Have you watched Blood Sisters?
Yes, I have.
Exactly. How do you feel? These guys manifest the Nigerian culture. Even if they speak English, you'll find them shortwaving it to their local language.
Yes.
You get the point. That's something we must stand by. While you jump and wait, you eagerly wait to watch Avatar and Transformers, also pay some attention to your folk, your culture, because film is culture.
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Yes, it is.
And it tells the story of the people in that place. Like, it's the fastest and easiest way to learn about the culture of a people that you have never met.
Exactly.
Like, we watch Nigerian movies or even South African movies and we feel we belong.
Yeah.
For Tubamani, those are our brothers and sisters, we understand. But it breaks my heart that we don't have as much vigor for our own content.
Exactly.
You know, and it is absolutely ridiculous, but we could go on and on. Any closing remarks, Maurice?
I would like to thank God, because I'm a believer.
Yes.
You know, we've come through hard times, so being able to sit here at CTV and being able to be announced the best feature film, you know, producer, the year 2021 and 2022,
yes.
Consistently, I just owe it to God. I'm not special. But I'd also like to thank the producers in Uganda, actors, the entire media fraternity, for being one with us, and of course UCC and the government of Uganda for pushing our agenda.
Yes.
I mean, where would we be if UFF UCC did not give us this opportunity?
Yeah.
For me, I'm very grateful as an individual, as a father, as a man in Uganda. So I only ask God to prosper us. Keep us alive, of course, because when you're dead, the vision is dead.
Yes.
So let's keep the vision. Let's keep the fire burning.
All right. Yes. I said that was the last question. Okay, this is the real last one. Is there any more? Are there any movies in the pipeline that you're working on?
Yeah, I do, but I don't think I'll produce next. This time I want to sit and focus this other one here. Focus on the next project that I'm going to work on.
All right.
Because they'll take a toll on me. They require financing. They require rehearsals and research and so much intensive things to do because they always take a toll on you.
That's
when
true.
You shoot a movie for, let's say, a month or so, depending on your budget, you have to first rewash yourself again for like a month or two to recover. Yeah, so the recovery process is also hard on an individual.
Yes.
So yes, there's still many movies in the pipeline.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
You're most
joining me
welcome.
today
You're most
on the
welcome.
Twitter Jabs at Sunrise at Sea. It's an honor.
It's a pleasure.
Having a conversation with you. Yeah. I am absolutely, you have made my day. Well, that is all we had for you on the Twitter Jabs too, but stay tuned. Coming up later is our wellness segment right here at Sunrise at Sea. I am so pleased and happy to have had a conversation with Ugandan film producer and director, that is Mr. Maurice Mugisha. Stay tuned. This is Sunrise at Sea. Don't blink.